Sometimes God does not change the situation. He does not stop the storm. He does not open the prison door. He does not heal the body. He does not remove the pain. And yet, everything changes. This is the kind of story we rarely talk about. Not the miracle everyone applauds. Not the breakthrough that gets shared everywhere. But the quiet moment where nothing outside moves. And something inside shifts forever. This is a story of a man who waited. And waited. And waited. His name was Paul. He had once been strong. Fearless. Certain. A man of action and authority. He had walked miles without rest, spoken before crowds without fear, endured beatings, hunger, and rejection. But now, he sat in a Roman prison. The walls were cold stone. The air smelled of iron and damp earth. Light slipped in only through a small opening high above his head. Chains rested heavy around his wrists. This was not a temporary stop. This was not a short delay. This was the end of the road, at least as far as the world could see. Paul had prayed. He had asked God for strength, for release, for justice. He had healed others in the past. He had seen prisons shaken open by miracles. But this prison did not shake. The chains did not fall. The guard did not flee. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. And God changed nothing. No angel appeared. No voice thundered from heaven. No door opened. Yet something began to happen. At night, when the prison was quiet and the city slept, Paul would sit against the wall and remember. He remembered the road to Damascus, the blinding light, the voice that called his name, the moment his life broke and was rebuilt. He remembered the churches, the faces, the hands lifted in worship, the letters he had written in hope. And slowly, painfully, he realized something. God had not abandoned him. The silence was not absence. The stillness was not rejection. The chains were real, but they were not the most important thing. So Paul did something unexpected. He stopped asking God to change the prison, and he started asking God to change him. Not loudly, not dramatically, just honestly. Lord, he whispered, if this is where I remain, then meet me here. And God did, not with thunder, not with fire, but with peace. A peace that did not come from freedom. A peace that did not depend on answers. A peace that made no sense in chains. Paul began to write. By dim light, scratching words onto parchment, he wrote letters not of despair, but of joy. Rejoice, he wrote, from a prison. Do not be anxious, he wrote, while bound in chains. I have learned the secret of contentment, he wrote. Not after escape, but during captivity. Nothing outside had changed. Rome was still Rome. The guards still watched him. The chains still cut into his skin. But everything inside had changed. The prison no longer defined him. The waiting no longer consumed him. The uncertainty no longer ruled him. Paul understood something most people never do. God does not always remove the thorn. Sometimes he removes the fear of it. God does not always stop the suffering. Sometimes he stops suffering from owning you. Paul would die in captivity. No public rescue. No last-minute miracle. But his words would outlive empires. Letters written in chains would reach millions. Hope forged in silence would echo through centuries. God never changed the prison, but he changed what the prison meant. And that changed everything. This story is not just Paul's. It is yours. Maybe you prayed and nothing moved. Maybe the door stayed closed. Maybe the pain stayed. And you wondered if God was silent. But perhaps God was not preparing an exit. Perhaps he was preparing you. Because when peace replaces panic, when trust replaces fear, when hope survives without proof, that is not weakness. That is transformation. Sometimes a miracle is not escape. Sometimes a miracle is becoming unbreakable. And when that happens, even if nothing changes, everything is already changed.